Hello my young friends. I am Javashri Ghosh, teacher in Demonstration Multipurpose School, Bhubaneswar. I welcome you all to my EVS class. Children, I am very happy to be back with you all for the next part of the lesson, Sunita in Space. Children, I hope you have understood the first part of this lesson or after seeing this, you have gone through your books. I'm sure you might have read that. Children, now let's proceed to the next part of this chapter. Now get ready with your notebooks and pens and lots of doubts in your mind. I'm here to clear it. Children, let's start. This is recapitulation part. Let us recapitulate or remember what we have done in our last class. In last class, we had discussed Sunita's experiences in space. She had come to Ujjaira and Shahamed's school, shared her experiences. How differently they had to do their chores in the space. We had discussed about Earth's gravitational pull. How the earth pulls all the objects towards its center. Even we had discussed the way we are able to walk on earth. Are the astronauts able to walk in space? We can move down a slide. If we keep water in the glass or a bucket, they don't form blobs as in space. Sunita has experienced those things. We had seen in the last part, Sunita's hairs kept standing. They don't comb their hair. Astronauts also float in the spaceship. Do we? No. And we know the reason for that. Okay, children? So, we have gone through all these things. Now, let's move to the next part. Before going to the next part of this, I will show a bit of magic. Okay, children? Let's do some magic. See here, children. I have a 5 rupees coin with me and a bit of paper. Okay? Now see, I will be dropping this coin and bit of paper on this table. Which reached first? You have seen, I think, which one reached first. Just observe it. Now what I do, you see, I wrap paper on this 5 rupees coin. Okay. Then I drop it. See here? Just your observation. In the first case, we had observed that this 5 rupees coin reaches the table first and then this bit of paper. Okay? Why did this happen? Any idea, children? Okay? You get some wild ideas. Note it down. Let me see. See, children, first what happened? This 5 rupees coin is quite heavier than this bit of paper. Is not it? Now, when we drop it from a level, when it comes down, it has to face the opposition of the air which surrounds us. In the earth, you know, air is surrounding us. This coin has to overcome the opposition by the air to reach the ground or here the table. Similarly, this bit of paper also has to face the opposition or the resistance, we say. The coin being heavier faces the opposition quickly. It can overcome the air resistance quickly than this bit of paper. So, the coin reaches faster and this reaches later. But in the second case, when I had wrapped this coin with this piece of paper, it became a single piece, one entity, and they came down all together. Okay, children? So, just give a wild thought. If this experiment is done in a place where there is vacuum, what is vacuum? There's no air. Okay? Then what will happen? Think. This is your task to think. Okay? For this magic, we need some simple things. See here, children. We need this type of tube and a string and a large stone. This big will do. And a smaller stone, smaller than this will also do. Okay? Now, let's imagine the smaller stone is a mouse, M-O-U-S-E, and this is an elephant. Okay? Just imagine this is mouse and this is elephant. Can you imagine a mouse can lift an elephant? No, it's not possible. But I will make it possible. This mouse can lift this elephant. Let's see, children, how this mouse will lift this elephant. This heavy and this is lighter. See this? Again, what happens? Let me show it again. See, this is the elephant and this is the mouse. How it is being lifted. This small lighter thing can lift this heavier thing. How is it possible? See, children, when I move this, when it starts moving in a greater speed, in a circular motion, it generates some force. This force helps this heavy thing to get lifted. You get my point? When the speed increases, more force is created, and this force helps this bigger one, that's an elephant, to get lifted. Children, just think, is this really a magic or something else? Correct. This is science. This is not only magic, this is science, children. Then where do we use this science? That is your work to find it out. Okay, children? Before proceeding to our next part, I would like to do or allow you to do a project on this. A project work for you. Children, find out for yourself how a heavy spacecraft or a spaceship keeps moving in its orbit. You might have seen Chandrayaan-2 last year. It was telecast, it was there shown on the TV. Many of you might have seen. If you have not seen, you can read in books also, you can see the videos. There's a task for you. You can also find out facts about Chandrayaan-2, which was launched on 22nd April 2019 and was to land on moon. Unfortunately, it could not due to some technical problems, but the starting was a beautiful thing. So children, try to do this project. You will enjoy doing it. My dear friends, in the first part, Sunita had described her experiences in space, is not it? Now, she describes the view of Earth from the spaceship. You can see the Earth, how she had viewed from the spaceship. It seems all blue, brown, green, is not it? The blue color shows water, the brown and green part shows the land, is not it? Sunita found the Earth very beautiful. She could not make out any divisions or lines on land. She could see only land and the ocean. Children, in the last part, we had seen the globe. You might have seen the maps also. There we have divisions and demarcations of the land. That day we could make out our country and many other countries from the globe. But when you see this picture, can you tell which is your country? Or could Sunita tell which was her country? I don't think so. No, nothing of that particular type country is visible in this. She could only view the land part and the water, which was lovely to look at. Children, you know, nothing is visible on the earth. No lines, no divisions, no demarcations are there on the earth. It is we people, we have drawn those lines for our convenience. What do you feel, children? Are these lines really necessary? These lines on the maps, on the globe, are they uniting us or dividing us? Just think about it. Children, again I have got some home task for you. You are aware or you have seen Indian political map before, and that too you also know in which state you stay. From this map, can you find out in which state do you stay? You have your notebooks and you have your pens. Write the name of the state. Okay, children? Now, if you have found your state, one thing you can do, you can find the neighboring states too. And that too, you have to point out the capitals of those states. You can play this game with your friends or brothers and sisters. This very interesting atlas game is very interesting. Let me show you an example. You are staying in Maharashtra, okay? You stay in Maharashtra. What are the neighboring states of Maharashtra? You have Gujarat, you have Madhya Pradesh, you have Telangana, you have Karnataka, you have Goa. These are the neighboring states of Maharashtra. Okay, you can find your own state and write the neighboring states. Now children, if I ask you to find out the capitals of these states, capitals are written in bold letters. It's the major city of that state. Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. Bhopal is the capital of Madhya Pradesh. Gandhinagar is the capital of Gujarat. Hyderabad is the capital of Telangana. Bangalore is the capital of Karnataka. And Panji is the capital of Goa. Similarly, children, you can list out the states and even find their capitals and note it down. This is a home task for you and you can do it. I'm sure you will do it. Children, we have known that in this chapter there were two friends, Ujaira and Shahamir. Ujaira and Shahamir, they were discussing about the globe. They were discussing about Sunita's experiences. Now these two friends have found a new task to do. They are gazing sky at night. Children, have you ever gazed at the sky at night? Yes, everybody might have. And you might have seen certain bodies on the sky. Generally, what do you see on the sky? Yes, moon, stars and certain moving objects. Is not it? Yes. When we look at the sky at night, we see certain objects, certain bodies we can see in the sky. We see the moon, the stars, shooting stars and sometimes moving objects called artificial satellites. Okay, some objects keep on moving in the sky with constant speed and those are artificial satellites. Stars appear to twinkle. You people and we people, we have grown with a lovely rhyme you might be remembering. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Is not it? We have known from our very childhood that stars twinkle. Now, you people are quite grown up. Is not it? Little bigger. So, have you ever wondered why the stars twinkle? If you have not thought of it, I will make you think. Stars twinkle, and why stars twinkle? Because stars, as we see them from a long distance through the layers of atmosphere, stars have their own light. Like sun. Sun is also a star. It has got its own light. Other stars also, they have their own light. When we view from the earth up to the sky, what happens? Light passes through various layers of atmosphere and keeps dazzling. You can learn more about these in the higher classes. Okay, children, have patience. Now see this lovely picture. How it looks, it's quite fascinating. But these are real. When a meteoroid or asteroid enters the surface of the Earth's atmosphere, they heat up and start burning, forming shooting stars. We have discussed about shooting stars. Okay. What are these meteoroids and asteroids? Meteoroids, asteroids are small, rocky or metallic body in outer space. I call it small because they are small in comparison to other stars, planets and other bodies in the sky. When these meteoroids and asteroids come to the surface of the Earth atmosphere, they get heated up and they start burning. Sometimes we see the light of like fire-like thing falls down. These are the shooting stars. See here in the picture also you can see this. Children, we have talked about artificial satellite. What are these artificial satellites? Here Sputnik 1, the picture of Sputnik 1 is given. Sputnik 1 is the first artificial satellite which was made by Russia, USSR. Okay? Artificial satellites are man-made objects which are launched into the orbits using rockets. Okay? Artificial satellites are used for communication purpose. What type of communication? You are now we are talking to each other. I am here so far away in Bhubaneswar and you people can see me face to face. This is called communication. How is it possible? This is just possible by the help of these satellites. Thank you, satellites. So, these type, even you can talk to your friends, relatives, near and dear ones over telephone, mobiles. These are all possible due to these artificial satellites. These artificial satellites also focused about weather, they tracks, storms and pollutions, navigation including GPS. And you are used to these things. One more picture of a satellite is given, that is INSAT 3E. You can find many more pictures also. Due to lack of space, I have shown you 2 pictures. Now children, that's a lovely task for you. You might be thinking what ma'am is giving task. But children, if you go through these things, you'll find it very interesting. Okay? Find the satellite launch centers in India. Try to find out where these satellites are launched. Okay? We have talked about artificial satellite. Children, do you have any idea that moon is the natural satellite of Earth? Earth has got only one moon, unfortunately. Only one Chandamama for you. But Jupiter has got 12 moons. If you want to know about that, read the books on space. Lovely books are available for children. See her moon, children. It revolves round the earth in 29.5 days. The moon takes 29.5 days to make one revolution around the earth. Due to its revolution, we can see different phases of moon. What are phases of moon, children? That will come to know. Have you ever seen or did you ever think why the moon changes shape? After every 2 or 3 days, you can see some remarkable change in the shape of the moon. Once you don't see the sky is empty without any moon, then a thin part of moon, that is the crescent moon, comes, then little bigger, then half moon, then more than half, then we get a full moon. Is not it? You might have seen that. But why does the moon change its shape? Actually, does it happen? The moon keeps on changing its shape? No. Actually, it doesn't. Moon is a ball shaped, just like the earth. But as the moon revolves around the earth, we on earth see different portions of its sunlit areas. It is lighted by sun. We see different portion of its sunlit area. Let's see how this happens. From this figure, from this picture, you can know how different phases of moon appear. In this figure, you can see here, children, this is earth and this is the moon which revolves around the earth. This is the position of the sun. Okay? Here it's shown that a circular path is shown, circular orbit is shown. But actually, moon's orbit around the earth is not a perfect circle. It's a oval shaped, like the shape of an egg. We call it elliptical shape. Okay, children? Now let's see the different phases of moon. Earth is here and this is the first day of moon. Suppose the first day is the new moon day. We don't see any moon on the sky. Why this happens? The position of the sun is here, behind the moon. What happens when we view the moon from the earth? Due to the light of the sun, we see all black over here. Moon is present, but we cannot see the moon. It becomes all black. That is, this part is there. We call it new moon. Okay? This day of new moon is also termed as Amavasya. Okay? Now, after 2 to 3 days, here we see this type of figure. See this type of figure. The position of the moon is here. After 2 to 3 days, when the position of the moon is here, see here, the position of the moon is here. Sun is here, earth is here, position of the moon is here. It is at a certain angle. They are not straight. It is at certain angle. So, at this condition, from the earth, we can see certain lighted part of the moon. And this part is the lighted part. Okay? After few more 3 to 4 days, we see this type of picture. See this type of picture. In this picture, what happens? Half of the moon is seen. Children, half of the moon is seen. And this is known as first quarter moon. Why do we call it first quarter moon? Because we see this on the 7th day of the month. And it is the first quarter. Then the size of the moon bit increases here. When the position of the moon is here, the size increases. See here. This is known as waxing of moon. When the size of the moon goes on increasing from this to this position, up to this position, we say this is waxing of moon. Now, here, after the 14th day, we have the full moon. This is the full moon. See the position of the moon? Here it is sun. Here it is the earth and here it is the moon. They are nearly in the straight line and we can see the full lighted part of the moon. Children, there might be one confusion. What is that confusion? You might be thinking, since these all three are in the straight line, moon will be shadowed by earth. But this doesn't happen, children. Why? Actually, the orbit of the earth and orbit of the moon are at certain angle. They are not exactly in the straight line. But children, sometimes it happens they come in the straight line once in a while and then occurs eclipse. Okay. Then from this waxing of this full moon, that is waxing of moon, comes waning of moon. Again the size, next 14 days the size of the moon becomes less. See here, again due to this angular position we come back to the new moon position. This is how the phases of moon appear. So, when on the 14th day the moon is in this position, children, see here, it's the sun, the earth, the moon. We see the full moon because the moon, when we see from the earth, it is fully lighted part. Okay. Then again, see children, you might be thinking when these three are in the same line, moon might be shadowed due to this earth. But it actually doesn't happen. What happens is that they are not in the straight same line. Why? The orbit of the moon and the orbit of the earth, they are in an angular position. So, they hardly come in a straight line. But the instance they come in the straight line, then occurs eclipse. I'll tell you about eclipse. Then see here, in this position, again the moon starts decreasing and comes back to the new moon. Okay. The new moon day, we call it Amavasya. And this full moon, we call it Purnima. On the day of eclipse, we know that two types of eclipse are there. On the day of eclipse, sun, earth and moon, they come in a straight line and that happens once in a while. When the moon shadows the sun for few minutes, then we on earth are not able to see this sun and it becomes quite darker, and that is solar eclipse. But when earth shadows the light of moon, then comes lunar eclipse. Okay, you can learn more about it in your higher classes. Children, this is how the moon changes phases. One thing you know, children, due to the change in the shape of the moon, many of our festivals are related to that. In India, we follow lunar calendar for finding the dates of the festivals. Okay? Many festivals are linked with it. I'll show you some and rest you find out for yourself. Children, these are the festivals related to moon. I have got few examples like Holi. Holi is observed on Purnima. Okay, that is the full moon. Diwali is observed on Amavasya, that is new moon day. Eid is also the day on which people celebrate Eid is also related to the phases of moon. Raksha Bandhan is celebrated on Purnima, that is Rakhi Purnima. Even Navaratri, the 9 days people celebrate during Durga Puja, that is 9 days. From the first day after Amavasya to 9th day they celebrate. And you can find many other festivals which are related to moon. You can talk to your parents, you can talk to your grandparents who will help you to know about this. Children, let's go for recapitulation of what we have learnt till now. In this chapter, we have learnt Earth pulls all objects towards its center. In space, astronauts do not experience the pull of Earth. They do daily chores differently in space. How Earth looks like from the space. Recognizing states on Indian political map, that also we have done. What do we see in the night at sky? That also we have discussed. Those are artificial satellite, shooting stars, stars and moon. We have also learned the phases of moon and festivals related to moon. I hope children you have enjoyed this lesson. Children, take care of yourself. Do bit of studies and lots of play. Take care of your parents, grandparents and yourself. Be at home, stay safe. Thank you. Have a nice time.